is your weekly IUP-TV news bulletin broadcasted from the comfort of our own homes. My name is Tara Logan.
And my name is Skylar Sabansky. We bring you news relevant to IUP and the Indiana community. Let's begin with local news. This past Saturday, IUP announced that it has been selected for the Top COVID Pivot Award by the Pittsburgh Technical Council during its 2020 Tech 50 Awards event that took place November 12th. The award was created to highlight the response by local companies during the COVID-19 pandemic. IUP received the award after moving more than 1,500 courses taught by 650 faculty members online in a span of only 10 days back in March. IUP President Michael Driscoll told the press that he credits the effort of the Information Technology Service team and Vice President for the Academic Affairs, Timothy Moreland, for making this happen. Other finalists include Birdbrain Technologies, Pitmosh, and Mitsubishi Electric Power Products.
A handful of mail-in ballots from Indiana County for the 2020 general election have been disqualified by the Indiana County Board of Elections. Indiana County Chief Clerk Robert Marier said that a total of 16 ballots were received between November 4th and 6th. These ballots, per state Supreme Court ruling, had to be set aside and not included in the final count. For the ballot to be eligible, it had to be postmarked by 8 p.m. on November 3rd. The election board reviewed each of the ballots and had to disqualify 3 of them because they had errors in the voter declaration on the envelope, like a mismatched address.
A new report shows the number of children in Pennsylvania without health insurance is growing, and children advocates are concerned that these numbers could get worse. According to the 2020 State of Children Health Care Report from Pennsylvania Partnerships for Children, nearly 128,000 Pennsylvania children are uninsured, the 8th highest in the country. President and CEO of PPC, Kari King, noted that the threatened repeal of the Affordable Care Act, ACA, could drive the number of uninsured children even higher. King cited a report from the Urban Institute saying that overturning the ACA could lead to more than 21 million children around the country losing health insurance.
President-elect Joe Biden and other statewide election winners in Pennsylvania are all past the margin that would trigger a ballot recount. A recount is mandatory if the results of the election are within a 0.5% difference between candidates. The latest Pennsylvania results show Biden beating President Donald Trump by more than 59,000 votes, a margin of more than 0.8%. Pennsylvania Secretary of State Kathy Boockvar has assured the public that the state government has done all it can do to ensure a fair ballot counting system is being maintained.
More Americans could die from COVID-19 this winter than American servicemen did during the World War II. A research outfit that the Trump administration once relied on warned this past Friday. The death toll in the United States currently sits at 244,500 and could nearly double by March 1st, according to the Institute of Health Metrics and Evaluation at the University of Washington. The global death toll could reach up to 2.8 million by March 1st if you add the rest of the world, including Europe, who is in the midst of a second wave of infections. According to the IMHE, when you see that Europe is already up to 400,000 plus deaths per day, and it just keeps growing, we are on the same trajectory. Dr. Christopher Murray of the IMHE told NBC News, "We are just about 4 weeks behind." Although the rate of deaths have slowed since the past summer, Murray expects things to change this upcoming couple months due to people not being diligent with wearing masks and being social distance from each other.
The CDC is encouraging people to limit gatherings, eat outdoors, and even use Zoom to meet with family over the holiday break. With millions of Americans planning to travel over the holiday, experts say the wave of COVID-19 infections can increase tremendously across the country. Everyone is recommended to stay safe and follow COVID-19 guidelines, or we could have a huge increase of cases in December as a result of Thanksgiving gatherings.
The United Nations recognizes 193 countries in the world. It seems like every one of them has its own approach to travel and tourism during the COVID-19 pandemic. Countries such as Turkey and Argentina have been welcoming visitors for months now, with some degree of precaution. But then there are nations that have completely shut the gates to potential tourists. Some of these nations' conditions are so restricted that they make any traditional vacations impossible to pull off. Among some of these countries include Egypt, Ethiopia, China, Japan, and many others. Until nations reopen for tourists, we'll have to be satisfied with photos and videos to fuel our dreams of future visits.
French military forces have killed a jihad commander linked with al-Qaeda in Mali, along with 4 others in an operation which took place last Friday. The operation targeted Ba Ag-Musa, a military chief for the RVIM Islamic extremist group, who have been on a UN sanctions list and were believed to be responsible for multiple attacks on Malian and international forces in the country.
We want to remind you why staying at home and wearing masks is important. COVID-19 travels through the air on water molecules, which it can travel a distance of up to 6 feet. A recent study found that the distance could actually be 12 feet while running or jogging. Not only can this disease travel through the air, it can live on surfaces, some up to 3 days. Make sure you remain vigilant when leaving the house and stay up to date on information, since this disease can spread in its incubation period and by asymptomatic carriers. There is still a chance you or anyone you come in contact with could have it and not know. Follow your state and local authorities' advice, and we as a community will get through these troubling times.
Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and with Turkey Day comes the biggest shopping holiday of the year, Black Friday. But how will Black Friday look different this year? Our reporter Alex Huber will tell us all about how we can enjoy those Black Friday deals while still remaining socially distant.
Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and people are celebrating by getting together, enjoying food, and of course, shopping together on Black Friday. But because of COVID, many people are embracing a form of shopping that has become increasingly popular over the past years: online shopping.
So, what are your plans for Black Friday?
Actually, at this point, don't have any plans. I typically don't plan to shop a lot on Black Friday unless there's something that I particularly need. I know that Amazon especially has done a lot of pre-Black Friday sales. So as of now, I really don't have any plans to shop on Black Friday. Cyber Monday is the Monday after, and probably I will do more shopping on Cyber Monday.
According to the U.S. Department of Commerce, the numbers of people who say they shop online has increased by over 1 billion people since 2014. And last year, over $600 billion were spent on online shopping, which was a 14% increase from 2018. This is not surprising, considering some of the benefits that online shopping has for consumers.
So, why do you prefer to shop online rather than going to brick and mortar stores?
It's just more convenient. I can shop at 6 a.m. I can shop at 11 p.m. Things are usually shipped free, so it's just easier for me to shop from my computer than to try to go to multiple stores, especially during COVID.
Because of COVID-19, there has been a large increase in online shopping. Amazon, for example, has reported an average 43% increase in sales since March, and with the holiday shopping season approaching, this is expected to increase. Many traditional stores, such as grocery stores and pharmacies, have also embraced an online alternative to both appeal to customers and to avoid spreading the virus.
My plan for Black Friday, I think I'm just going to stay home and shop on Amazon. It's much easier to do it that way.
Online shopping has truly changed the way that we buy things. The convenience that it offers us is like nothing we've ever seen before, and it has created millions of jobs all over the world. And as technology increases, there's no telling about how online shopping will benefit us in the future. Reporting for IUP-TV, I'm Alex Huber.
With our first semester completely online, almost to a close, students are still getting adjusted to taking their university classes from home. While some students are counting down the days until they can be in a classroom again, others are loving the online format. Whichever side of the argument you are on, it's clear that this has been a change no one expected. Samaya Huey has the story.
Staying home rather than going to class may be keeping students safe from the virus, but are students actually learning virtually? Since the COVID-19 pandemic, schools have been shut down, forcing students to virtually learn. Rather than meeting face-to-face, students had to use Zoom to learn and discuss class materials. It's been taking some time for them to get used to.
To be quite difficult and confusing, like for me to adjust to, because I'm not used to it. I'm used to the school setting, so like, and it's hard for me to focus more. I'm at home right now. Also, sometimes the Wi-Fi be acting up and I disconnect from my class, so I miss out on information.
As the virus continues to grow, Zoom has reached a peak of more than 300 million daily participants, according to BBC News. While it seems convenient to use Zoom to study, it is challenging for those who live in a house of many people.
Well, I try to like stay away from everyone in the house, and I put my phone down while I'm in class also. I just make sure I'm really just in a quiet space, and I jump room from room to make myself comfortable.
Some people find it easier to manage their time now that classes have been moved online. But the main issue is home actually a good learning environment?
I do like virtual learning because I'm at home and I get more time to like work on the assignments, and that's very beneficial for me.
Some students have been able to adjust, while others have been experiencing some difficulties like connecting to Wi-Fi. And an even bigger problem is blocking out the noise in the house. Luckily, Janelle has some tips on ways to work around it.
You have to learn how to navigate Zoom and also pay attention in class and stay in touch with your professors.
While virtual learning has been a difficult adjustment, we hope to see students remain focused and finish the semester out strong. Always remember to use the resources available to you and don't be afraid to ask for help. I'm Samaya Huey. I'm reporting for IUP-TV News.
One of IUP students' favorite places on campus is our library. A lot of students like to go to the library and get together with friends to get work done. For others, the library was essential for getting group work done for their classes. This year, a number of regulations have been put in place in order to keep us and our peers safe. So how are people responding to the growing changes on our campus? We sent Skylar Sabansky to find out.
Here at IUP, the library is a very common space where classmates meet up to complete group assignments and to receive peer editing on individual assignments. With COVID-19, a few things have changed in the library, such as social distancing that made it difficult to get together to work in groups. Junior Casey Kotarowski had the following to say about how she works in groups while also following the CDC guidelines.
Most of the time for group work, we just do it on Zoom now, and I don't really find it much different personally. I mean, we do like the Google Docs to share documents, and it hasn't been that bad for me.
Sophomore Shane Klein also had the following to say on how he works in groups while also following the CDC guidelines.
When I come to the library for a group, well, usually I do it on Zoom because it'd be easier for all of us to meet up just because of classes. But when we do come to the library, we follow the library guidelines of keeping distance, only sitting a certain amount of people at like the desks, and we always keep our masks on at all times.
Another change that has affected students are the library hours.
Okay, so the library hours for me haven't been that big of a problem just because we're all online this semester. So throughout this semester, I like to come to the library early and get my stuff done, but I know in years past, I've liked to come later. So I know when things go back to normal, it'll definitely be more of a problem for me that the library closes down earlier.
For the library hours changing, like I have class during the day, so last year I could just come in whenever I want because it used to close at 12, but now it closes at 7, so I have to kind of cram all my work in by the time class is over, so then I can come to the library to finish, like, say, homework or a quiz or something like that.
Sophomore Reagan Four had the following to say about how the changes made to the library, such as closing of the upstairs floors, have affected her studying.
Ever since the pandemic here at IUP, the third floor of the library has been closed. This has affected my studying because that's the quiet floor and I like to study quietly by myself instead of in groups. If I go to the library not to study, I have to use the main floor or the ground floor, which are the group study floors, and I have to bring headphones or I just have to study at home completely.
With this global pandemic, students and faculty have had to make major changes to their daily academic routine. This may seem like the new normal, but this isn't for forever. Just remember, wear your mask, wash your hands, and practice social distancing.
My name is Skylar Sabansky, IUP-TV News.
Fear and anxiety about disease can be overwhelming and cause strong emotions in adults and children. Here are some tips to cope with stress during COVID-19. Take breaks from watching, reading, or listening to news, including on social media. Hearing about the pandemic repeatedly can be upsetting. Another way to cope with stress is to take care of your body. Trying to eat healthy, well-balanced meals. Taking deep breaths, stretching, and meditating. Also, exercise regularly. And most importantly, get plenty of sleep. For more information on how to cope with stress during the COVID-19 pandemic, check out the Center for Disease Control and Prevention.
Well, that's all the news we have for you this week. Don't forget to check out our Instagram and YouTube pages to catch up on the episodes you might have missed. My name is Skylar Sabansky.
And I'm Tara Logan. Stay safe out there, IUP. And from all of us here at IUP-TV News, we wish you a safe and happy Thanksgiving break. We will return to our regularly scheduled programming on Thursday, December 3rd. Have fun and please stay safe.